Bringing that good music. Yahweh International. New Foundation Production presents.
Just a little food for thought, baby. Just a little food for thought. Come on. Just a little food for thought. Just a little food for thought.
Yeah. Yo, it's your boy. Welcome to Arquise and the Food for Thought show. Great topic today, man. I really want to get into it. I feel like this might be one of the most important topics we talk about, maybe from this point on. It's something that is not. It's been hit upon in the news a little bit. I've seen a couple of times they've talked about it, but they really have not knocked it out the park. They really haven't informed people in a way that you should be concerned. Seriously concerned. So what we're talking about today is called DeepFakes. And what it is, it's a technology that allows you to take over an image, a video image of an individual like a Barack Obama, a Donald Trump, or whoever it may be, and manipulate their voice and their the movement of their mouth. This is something that's been going on with movies forever. Pretty much every movie you've seen, there's been some level of this technology being used. So I definitely want to talk to everybody about this, man. This is super important because you have to understand how social media is feeding on it, getting rich off of it, you know, in any market that really supports it. You know, I think back in the day, when you saw all the celebrities coming out, what was happening was the celebrities were coming out because their images were being placed on bodies in porn. So, you know, you had Jennifer Love Hewitt and various other celebrities really on the forefront of this, a couple of years ago, where their heads were just attached to some porn video, whatever it may be. And of course, you know, that went away. It just kind of, it didn't really affect anybody for the most part because no one really cared, you know, and that's just to be honest about it. Okay, so what? You know, how does that affect me in my day-to-day life? You know, so that continues to happen. I just saw, I think, who's this other celebrity? Really famous from the Hunger Games. She was just talking about how it's affected her. That all these images are out in media of all these celebrities, you know, in the nude or doing certain acts, and it's not even them, you know. So until you actually see one, like the one I saw of Barack and Trump, you won't really trip. But yo, I saw one of, whenever I start talking on this, like everybody wants to have a conversation with me. So I saw one of Barack and Trump and it scared me to death. I'm telling you right now, it was so good that I could not distinguish the real from the fake. So what they did is they showed the fake right next to the real, and it was absolutely terrifying to see that the technology has gotten that good. First of all, the technology has always been that good. Here's what's happening. Just like in the music industry, when Pro Tools and some of these other softwares and recording programs came out, it was expensive. And pretty much the only people that had it was recording studios. As time has gone on, it's become more affordable. So now you could be at your home recording on Pro Tools and you don't need to go to these big studios anymore. You can create your whole entire project, your album in the comfort of a laptop in your bedroom. It was not like that when I was growing up, man. You had to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to create and record projects. You had to go to big studios to do a lot of the work you needed to do because it was commercial grade. It wasn't set up for consumers yet. Now it's nothing. You know, now you've got all sorts of platforms you can use to record. GarageBand is the most basic entry level. And the reason I'm kind of talking about this because I'm trying to get you to understand how we got where we are with the video part of it. So, and a lot of people aren't aware, even back in the day, all Macs come with two things. Let me just help everybody understand how these jumps in technology work. So if you're a Mac user, you're aware for decades. I don't even know how many, but one thing a Mac comes with is GarageBand. It used to come with iDVD. I don't know if it comes with that anymore. It might still. I think they got rid of that because now iMovie can do all the processing. iDVD was so if you wanted to burn it to a CD, a DVD, you could do that. But basically, it was a full production studio for entry level. And if you didn't have a Mac, you would have to go out and purchase these things. Back in the day, that was expensive. Full circle, what's happened now is all of this technology, creative technology, has become cheaper. Specifically anything in the video realm, between green screens, creating your own backgrounds and situations in your garage, in your room, whatever it may be. Technology has got to the consumer now, and here's where the problem lies. So what you see happening now is you see all these individuals creating content to fool, manipulate, and trick people on social media to create this buzz. So here's how it hurts you from a financial. Well, here's how they benefit from creating this deep fakes or these fake platforms or all this stuff around fakeness. First of all, you're interested to hear what's going on. So basically, you're going to click on whatever it is that you think you're going to be watching. So the minute you click, they're making money. They're making money off of the revenue that's generated from you clicking, by the sponsors that are paying for these pages or these ads. You would think everybody has wised up by now. You would think after decades and decades of this issue being on the forefront that people would finally wake up. But it's not like we're getting smarter. It's like we're getting dumber. It's like, I can't even explain it when I have conversations with people. Like, they just don't understand, right? So I'm fired up, like, because I've been trying to talk to people about this. You know, I've talked about the fakeness in social media. I'm often talking about how it happens, how it affects you, how it affects us, how it affects our country. I've did various radio shows. This deep fake stuff is seriously dangerous because we were already having an issue with other countries creating fake content, fake news, fake posts, and fake this. So now what's happening and what you're going to see happening during these new elections that are coming up, I've already seen a few of these fake Trump and fake Barack and fake Hillary, fake politicians. It's their original image, but manipulated through this software to where they're saying and basically someone is speaking for them. It's scary. It is scary because you're looking at it. You think Barack is really saying this, Trump is really saying this, and no one's saying it's some idiot. Most of this content, of course, where's most of this content being created? In Russia, China, and there's some being created here, but a very small amount, but a large amount in those two countries. And you guys want to wonder why. The reason we're the target, the reason the United States is a prime focus of all this fakeness is because we keep falling for it. They've got to think we're the stupidest people on the planet. You would have figured, like, the fact that we believed a lot of the stuff that was going on during the last election basically greenlighted. They're like, wow, these guys are really gullible. They're just, wow. Let me give you a perfect example. Right now, today, we are listening to music from fake artists as they are real artists. And I say this because now you have regular rappers. I think 21 Savage, he kind of borderline to me, but you've got some of these regular rappers finally put it in their lyrics about fake likes and fakeness, fake views, and just fakeness in music. You're finally hearing them talk about it. The reason they don't talk about it, at some point, everybody's done it. Everybody is paid for a little bit of this or a little bit of that, but no one at no time expected the music industry to be completely held hostage by fake artists. And what do I mean by that? What do you mean, Arquise? What are you trying to say? What I'm telling you is I told you this before. A lot of the artists, your little this, little that, little Yachty, little whoever it may be, these dudes wasn't getting played in the hood. They weren't getting played by no DJs. They weren't getting played in the club. They were social media artists. By them creating content on social media, they paid for views. Okay, there's not rocket science, people. They fooled you to believe that they were hot. But as soon as you heard the music, you should have knew something was wrong. As soon as you heard the content, you should have knew something was wrong. As soon as you heard these dudes coming out, you should have knew something was wrong. The fake clothing industry. Remember the rompers they try to get us to believe? It's like they tried to trick you into believing that this was the hottest outfit. And a few people fell for it. But people on that one, people were like, nah, dog, we're not ever wearing these rompers, bro. That didn't catch fire. Like it really didn't, but some people tried. So what happens is, let me help you. So with the fake artist, the minute you bought into that, you allowed social media to take over an industry that has been built on credibility on some level. Now, I know the rap has always been a little shady. After gangster rap, you had everybody faking their gangster and faking their this. There's always been some level of fakeness after gangster rap started. But the reality is there's still been some level of credibility in it too. True talent. You can't fake that, as far as MCing is concerned, but what happened is when you have a social media telling you that this is what's hot and you riding with it, like, okay, he has 92 million views. He only had 5,000 views. He paid for the rest. Really? Like, that sends a signal to everybody else. If they'll fall for this, they'll fall for everything else. They'll fall for anything. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where all of these fake artists came from. They were all social media artists who paid for views, who fooled you into believing they were popping and hot. And because you believed it, that basically signaled every other creative atmosphere that you guys will fall for anything. Because the minute you fell for that, that's basically what happened. That allows people to make fake news. That allows people to make fake clothing and fake this and fake that and get you ordering things that don't exist. Man, look, I'm on fire about this. We're gonna play some music. It's your boy Arquise. Man, we're gonna just get into some tracks. Let's get it.
Ma, you're not listening to me. I'm trying to tell you how I feel. You don't know what I go through. So much pain.
This life is driving me crazy.
I feel like I'm going crazy. I want to die crazy.
This life is driving me crazy. This life is driving me crazy. This life is driving me crazy. This life is driving me crazy.
My daddy's not here, so I turn to the block. I know it's the wrong decision, what other choice do I got? I know my mama loves me, but she busy barely feeding me. I can't play ball, cause they snatched that back. So I'm high, frustrated, got nothing to do. So what's gonna stop me from taking from you? But they was ready, had a room ready for me in a state penitentiary, right next to Freddie, and I'm spending my life.
This life is driving me crazy. 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 This life.
Y'all think this is a game? Y'all think we playing? You think these streets ain't no joke? I don't need you tomorrow, I need you to listen right now. Yeah. Man, I put my fist through this wall so many times. Man, I'm tired of being broke. Now I'm hitting the grind. You want me to go to church, but look how y'all act. Oh yes, you praise me on Sunday, but then you smoking some crack. How can I do right if you keep showing me wrong? Man, DJs, if you hear this, can you please play this song? Lord, I'm going crazy, I don't know what to do. But this is my last chance, so I'm giving it to you.
Life is driving me crazy. This 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 life is.
Hope in my eyes and all I see here. Falling tears from the falling peers on my neck. Yes, for the voices around me that surround me with flex. With text messages, leading the sex message. Infested with age rage became my next nemesis. Homies on the block getting shot at the hot spot. Retaliation I'm facing, when will it ever stop? Back to the crib in the sauce, smoking that Mary Jane. Trying to ease the pain from seeing another one of my homies die in vain. My heart's racing, I'm tracing pace in anticipation. Lowering me hold to a ringtone in a conversation. Baby girl from about 2 weeks ago, she said she wanted to comfort me and toss the road right over to her home. Now I'm sideways, hitting byways, high as a kite on a fly day. Wishing my homie doesn't die today. Pulled up to a crib sitting low, spinning on that chrome, oh no. Straight about the cuss fools, pulling triggers up at my door.
Driving me crazy. This life is driving me crazy. This life is driving me crazy. This life is driving so crazy. This life is. This life is. This life is. This life is.
I believe I can make it. Lord, can you help me? I won't let you down. These streets can't have me.
Yeah, Christ-sized soldiers, man. That's crazy. You know, that's a perfect song to even express how I feel right now about the situations going on in media. It's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense how we continue to let these people dictate to us what fashion is, what music is, and based off of nothing. It's like we're allowing people to control our thoughts, our beliefs, whatever it may be, based off of some fakeness. It just drives me nuts. It really does. I sit back and I watch things that people do to be famous on various things. And I've diversed a little bit from the main topic, but I'm going to get back to it because this is the precursor to what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? People only do anything based off of how it's going to benefit them. And if they can create some buffoonery and see you're going to fall for it, it makes them want to create more buffoonery. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let alone we accept fake artists, fake musicians, fake whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. When I say fake musician, that means producers that really don't know how to produce. They don't know anything. It's all automated. Fake artists, you know, whatever it may be. Fake clothes that don't even exist. Paris Hilton and that fat Jewish guy talking about creating a clothing line that never even existed. They promoted it on social media and people were making orders and they thought it was funny. If you don't believe me, go on Netflix and look at it. Go on Netflix and look at what I'm talking about. There are tons of these little bios on Netflix and Hulu about social media. You need to enlighten yourself because that was kind of crazy how they talked about how they were creating this content that wasn't real and how many people bought into it. Look at the whole fire thing, man, about the Ja Rule and them creating that concert and it was fake. It was never really happening. The dude was a con artist. But the bad part about it was all on social media. They showed you how they created the fake excitement. Do you understand what I'm saying? They didn't even hide it. They showed how they made the fake excitement. They had all the models. They made it look like they were partying. It's just the same thing over and over again, and we continue to fall for it. Even after this dude got caught, went to jail, got on probation, he started another scam up right after that, and about 100,000 people still fell for it. Because people are being desperate. They're so desperate to believe in something that they'll believe in anything. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for everything. And that's what seems to be happening. It's like brilliant people, smart people. You know, the potential for America to be, man, an amazing place to live has always been here. But we continue to be held back by stupidity. by just dumb stuff, let alone if it's racism or just police violence or black on black crime. It's just, you can go down the list of things that just make us look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Just think about it. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this deep fake stuff, the reason I'm really passionate about this is because I've already seen how they're playing people, making you think Barack is talking about, being Muslim and tricking people, or they don't have to go do a whole lot on Trump's, but the one I saw on Trump actually was more funny than it was anything else, because he doesn't really hide his feelings, but just manipulating, taking him so far right, even though he's done a lot of crazy stuff already, but just firing up people to believe the worst about everybody, that you're not safe nowhere, that you got to look at these videos and they get filthy rich off of it. They're sitting back laughing at you like, I can't believe that these guys are believing this video. I'm telling you about deepfakes right now, and I guarantee you some of y'all gonna look at it and you're not even gonna believe, you're not even gonna believe that it's not true. Are you Trump people? You're gonna believe everything you see about Obama is true. Are you Barack fan? All y'all gonna believe everything. It's sad. It's gotten to that point. You need to do a little, look, everybody needs to get out of their own way and don't take nothing for face value. I don't believe anything. You got to prove it to me. You know what I'm saying? I like doing a little research. Even if I hear it, I just kind of want to see what else is attached to it. I listen to a lot of right-wing radio. I want to hear what they're saying. I can listen to Democrats all day. I already know what that is. I want to hear what the right wing is saying. I want to hear the content, the layout, the format. And I'm not just talking about Fox News. Fox News is just the beginning of the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of other right-wing radio talk shows and everything else. And it's bananas. When you listen to it, you go, these people really live in the United States of America? And the left is the same way. I hear some stuff on some of these left-wing radio talk shows. You're like, what? Everything can't be a go. You know what I mean? And who gonna pay for all that? It just gets crazy that everybody in the middle we're like sitting back watching this train wreck that is our politics, and that is our country's tolerance of ridiculous social media behavior. You understand what I'm saying? It's horrible. So I want you guys to truly understand that you need to be seriously educated and prepared for the elections that come up. If I was you, I would not listen to no CNN. I would not listen to no Fox. Try to listen to your national stations, your CBS's, some stations. Try to listen to news stations that don't give their opinion and just report the news. They're out there. Anytime you listen to a station and they're giving you their view, that means that they're siding with somebody. They're not giving their view from the middle. They're giving their view because they're supporting something. I like news that just gives it to me straight. Just keep it 100 and tell me what it is. If the news you're giving me has not been verified, then just say this has not been verified, but this is the story that's being told. Versus what I hear from the left and the right news media is they just act like stuff is facts. Just straight facts. So you can never listen to that. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm saying that there's good news, but there's bad news as well. All media is not bad media. Media is a tool. It counts on what you do with it. You can do positive things, but you don't have to listen to negative stuff all the time. But think about it. Why, when you turn on the news, everything is sensationalism? Why is it always super negative? Why is 90% of what they're telling you is negative? Because you're drawn to the fire. You're drawn to the train wreck. You're drawn to the car wreck. You're drawn to it. You're not drawn to dog bites man. You're drawn to man bites dog, because that's the greater story. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get you to grow. Come on, y'all. We're heading in 2000. It's too early. 2019, 2020 is right around the corner already. We have to start taking responsibility for our own individual growth. And then we got to share that growth with our immediate family, our immediate friends, and start really developing the type of culture within our family, our neighborhoods and our cities that refuses to start, that does not embrace social media as the source of everything that is true. You understand what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous how bad we go to social media for our truth. It's horrible. You've got more people getting plastic surgery to look like they're filters off of social media. Did you hear about that one? That people are actually going to the doctor with their picture from the filter they took from social media, Snapchat, Instagram, or whatever it may be, and asking the doctor to make them look like this. You've got to be kidding me. See, this is why we need the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, because he loves you just the way you are. He loves you no matter what you've gone through, what you've done. He's got a place for you in his heart. And right now, the devil's not playing. Like he's not even hiding it. He's straight coming. I'm gonna play some more music, man, because I'm fired up and I need to get some more Christ side popping. It's your boy Arquise, let's get it.
We gonna walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. We don't give a we gon' shout it to the whole now. What you gon' do? We gonna write on Psalms 1 verse 1 and 2.
Perilous soldiers, we tried and tested with no regret. We be coming with the rhythm, making everybody live 'em in a battle, everybody wanna bang. Washed in the blood and was purified till there's nothing left. Tell me what you gonna do when you're thinking of the foe creeping at you with the rival gang. Rapping and fighting, we repping this till our last breath. People love it, gotta give it to them real, never elevated, so we gotta keep it on a low. And if you thinking we crazy, let me confirm yes. In a minute I'ma let you know what you think it was sold, and that's how we
gonna walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. We don't give a we gon' shout it to the whole now. What you gon' do? We gonna write on Psalms 1 verse 1 and 2. We gonna walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. We don't give a we gon' shout it to the whole now. What you gon' do? We gonna write on Psalms 1 verse 1 and 2.
I'm on the front line praying for them thugs. My daddy told me that the streets need love. I'm like Jesus, man, that's how I ride. Cause I'm a soldier, man, and soldiers never die. Stop renting rims, I see your bling. Without God, man, it don't mean a thing. No more sitting in the church laid back. It's time to walk it out and take these streets back.
We gonna walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. We don't give a we gon' shout it to the whole now. What you gon' do? We gonna write on Psalms 1 verse 1 and 2. We gonna walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. We don't give a we gon' shout it to the whole now. What you gon' do? We gonna write on Psalms 1 verse 1 and 2. Now get your B-I-B-L-E. I get your got it. I-B-L-E. I get your got it. I-B-L-E. I get your got it. I-B-L-E. We gonna walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. We don't give a we gon' shout it to the whole now. What you gon' do? We gonna write on Psalms 1 verse 1 and 2. We gonna walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. We don't give a we gon' shout it to the whole now. What you gon' do? We gonna write on Psalms 1 verse 1 and 2. Now walk it out now. Now walk it out now. I'm from the Bay to LA. Now walk it out now. Now walk it out now. Now walk it out now. From New York to Miami. Walk it out now. Now walk it out now. Now walk it out now. From New Orleans to AK. Now walk it out now. Now let me see you slide. 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 Now soldier stone. Now soldier stone. Now soldier stone. Now soldier stone. Now mix it up. Now mix it up. Now mix it up. Now mix it up.
Yeah. Yo, walk like Jesus walk, talk like Jesus talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing that keeps me sane. You understand? I have to have a relationship with the Father that allows me, because first of all, I get that discernment. He covers, he protects me, because I mean, straight up, man, the world is full of haters, and all sorts of situations that will attack your spirit. And with this fakeness going on an epic level, you need that. But Arquise, I'm not a believer. Okay, let me talk to everybody who's not a believer. Okay, you could be Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, whatever it may be, but your faith is your template to your behavior. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about, because look, there's radical behavior in Christianity. If you don't believe it, how do you think Christianity spread through this planet? Don't get me started on that. There's radical behavior in Muslim. I don't know any radical Buddhists though. Speaking of that, I don't know any. I've never heard of a Buddhist takeover either. I could be wrong. I just never heard of it. But you know, people of faith, you have to understand the basic principles of your faith, and based off what I know in pretty much every faith I've ever encountered, that there is a lot of love, a lot of just compassion in a lot of faith. It allows you to have a belief in something greater. For people who are atheists, look, you have to just believe in the betterment of men, in man as a whole, that all men, all women, all people are not bad. And that we need to elevate the people who are doing good, who are out there volunteering, who are out there making a difference, who are out there making a change. We got to do that. We got to stop celebrating people that ain't about nothing. We got to stop celebrating people that are full of hate. We got to stop celebrating people who are abusing people, who are taking advantage of people. We got to stop it. We can't support that kind of stuff. You know, it's difficult. I passed up a lot of money this week. This guy called me, this rapper called me, right? And not that I haven't worked with rappers before in my studio, like it's a business, but I tend, if I'm working with a secular rapper, I have to see some truth in what he's saying. If he comes from a certain environment, like if he comes from the hood, I got to know that's his real life, that's who he is. Not that he's just saying whatever he's saying, but he has to also, I want to feel like I'm on a journey with him. I want to understand how it got that way, right? So this guy calls me, you know, and he wants to do an album and yada, yada, etc. So I said, you know, let me check out your website, you know. So I'm checking him out, and everything he was talking about was just so negative towards women. I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. It's hard enough doing just secular rappers, to the point where, you know, I sometimes will just send them to other studios. A lot of times I'll just like, nah, I say no a lot of times, most of the time, excuse me. But this guy, man, I mean, he thought that money was going to get him in, and no, you know, because, you know, I have a little, I'm somewhat known in the area I'm in. My studio's in prime real estate. I get all the action from the area I'm in because I'm not all the way in Houston. But these dudes think they can just throw money at you and get in the studio. I'm like, dude, he's like, you gonna pass up money? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pass up that money because that's not good money. You know, I mean, he's like, you know, what kind of business are you running? I'm like, I'm running the kind of business to where I can say no. And what you're doing is so detrimental to what I'm trying to do. You're speaking so far off of where I'm heading to where I couldn't even hear this stuff. It was hard enough just hearing the tracks you had, you know. And I don't know if this dude was about that life or not, but I just knew I couldn't do it. If he'd have been talking about the struggle, talking about the hood, you know, look, I don't have a problem sometimes working with artists like that. Look, I grew up in the Bay Area artists, you know, 40, Pac, Keek the Sneak, and whoever else. So I'm accustomed to real rap when it comes from a level of this is the struggle, this is what I had to do to survive. What I've tried to do in my journey is, okay, when I meet an artist that I'm working with, I'm like, dude, can you tell the other side? Because clearly you made it through, you here. So I try to actually use it as influence and direction. So, and I've been pretty successful with that. I've worked with a lot of regular rappers who finally start kind of opening up to that concept. Like, dog, don't be so one-sided. You know, who's your mom? Who's your family? Like, rap about something else. Let me know who you are as a real person. You know, don't be so over the top with it. But, you know, I say that to say this. I miss authentic music. I miss authentic and real media. When I say media, I mean everything. I just miss not having to worry about what this is, who created it, and what their goal is, what they're trying to do. Because every time you see something, if you're not thinking that, then you are already getting drawn in. Because every time you see something on social media, that's what you need to be. Who are they? What they want, what they trying to get, what they trying to do, what's their goal? And most of the time it's to make money. And how do they make money off of you? The minute you click on it, they've made some money. They get paid for clicks. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not even rocket science. Everybody knows this. So like, people, what are we doing? Like, are we so thirsty to where we just gotta be opening our minds, our hearts, and our soul to just buffoonery, just fakeness? Are we so thirsty to where we just want to see what it is? Every time you click on it to see what it is, they're getting rich. Loaded. Man, it's slick how they do it too, man. Like, they create the content, deep fakes. They make sure they make a controversial statement post that you can't resist. And then the next thing you know, you click on it and ding, they've made a couple $100. It's amazing how it works. I don't get it. As soon as I see it, I'm so in tune with it now. And I only got in tune with it because I did my own research. I did my research when it came to the music industry. I wanted to know how social media took over the music industry. Like, how are we celebrating these cats? And you see it now. When you go to the Grammys, they're not talking about these little dude. For a minute they were, but then they got hip to the game. Like, are you really celebrating this dude? A lot of people were boycotting, like, these aren't real artists. I don't know if you guys remember that one Grammy year that like those cats were winning and then people were like, are you serious? Now it's been self-corrected. You don't see none of that buffoonery going on now. We shouldn't have never went through it in the first place. But let alone if it's fashion, fake makeup, fake shoes. I can go down the list of fake stuff. And so, you'll say on some level when it comes to commerce that fakeness, okay, because you maybe can't afford the real thing. Okay. But that has nothing to do with listening and seeing fake stuff. That's a choice. Soon as I hear a little, anybody other than Lil Wayne, if I hear little in his name, I'm switching off immediately. Man, you ain't earned that spot. You paid for that spot. I'm not going to listen to your whack lyrics, your whack rhymes, and these beats that are so horrible that you probably made it on FL Studio. You probably automated all of it. You probably pressed a couple buttons. You didn't do no work. You did 5 minutes of work. And they probably, oh my goodness. Perfect example. So now I'm on a roll, man. You guys got me fired up. So now licensing music is the thing, right? So you have to understand something. Back in my day, when licensing music was popping off, I was licensing music for TV shows. You understand what I'm saying? So the agreement was very understandable and the payoff was very nice. My first song on Top Model, 30 Seconds, I didn't make the full season of year one. I got $900 for that. 30 seconds, $900. Now these dudes are licensing music like full on, giving people stems, giving them all the music for like nothing. $70, $80, $100. I'm like, what the heck is this? Soon as that stuff started with the licensing, man, I was like, no, I'm not going to be no part of this fakeness, bro, because you're so desperate to get this music out that you don't even realize how you've undermined your worth. Your music is worth more than 50, 70, $150. Like, yo, back in the day, I was selling beats. The cheapest beat I ever sold, when I say sold, I mean, they had limited use, limited. And it was only an MP3. I wasn't giving them no waves. I wasn't giving them no stems. Are you crazy? Once you give them that, they have the master. See, this is how you know people ain't educated. Because they giving a master track to you. They're giving you all of the stems. I'm like, what is happening? Are you creating so much music you don't care? But then when it blows up, you're going to care because you don't have control of your master. You understand what I'm saying? So these young music producers don't have no one showing them the way. They're creating their own way. They're creating their own opportunity. Okay, that's great. But the way they're creating is undermining and cheapening what they do. You understand what I'm saying? I just won't do it. I still have not, I don't think I've still licensed one beat to a regular person. What I do is I'll do producer beats. I will feature somebody, but I have full control. It's not in my best interest to license a beat for a couple of $100. No, thank you. So I don't do it. You know, it just don't make sense. Now, is it a good tool for artists? Yes. If you're an artist looking for music, man, y'all need to take advantage of this moment in history when it comes to the music industry, when it comes to how social media has impacted the cost of getting access to music. Man, I've heard some amazing music. My girl Tanisha's track, oh my goodness, that track is fire. She had full access to the stems. I mixed every one of those tracks. That would never happen during my day. That track easily starting at 5,000. Easily. You understand what I'm saying? Man, here's the other problem. These artists' contracts, I've seen a couple of them. They're garbage. Here's the thing with it. The contract, okay, you're allowed, you can get this many streams and this many downloads and blah, blah, blah. These dudes aren't they're not auditing anybody. These producers don't even know what an audit is. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just so beyond frustrated when it comes to how it got this way in everything. Social media as a whole has completely turned everything upside down. And the deep fakes are the epitome of that. I mean, what's next? Like, I just don't even understand, like, what has to happen to make people wake up? What needs to happen for you to finally say social media is completely damaging the fabric of our country, of our children, of us, because we're just believing everything. This is ridiculous. Because I have conversations with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I speak to a lot of people about various things. I want to know what people are thinking, let alone if it's at work or at the gym or just my friends, and just like, yo, it's just some people just don't care. But then that not caring is what is allowing these entities to create more bad content that damages you. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, look, Trump got into office basically because CNN had already told me it lost. I don't know if y'all remember that. They were already projecting he had even lost before even count. I'm never going to forget that. They had you believing that he was going to lose. And do you remember the look on their face when he won? I'm never going to forget it. They were shocked. Why? Because they were giving their opinion. They were not telling you news. They were telling you their opinion. And that's what caught everybody off guard. That's fake to me. I don't want your opinion. Just give me the news. Give me the count. Just give me the count. Just give me the count. What does he need to get? Don't tell me any other version. Just keep it 100. They were so off the mark. You know, like, y'all think Trump can't get a second term? Okay, that's the mistake number one. If anybody thinks there's no way Trump can get a second term, then you're deeply mistaken. That's fake all in itself. You believe that black and other Hispanics didn't vote for Trump? You think all white people voted for Trump? Man, please. I already know tons of black people and Hispanic people that voted for Trump. Do they like his behavior and everything else? No, they don't like none of that about them. But for their bottom line in their pocket and in their wallet and what they believe in and where the direction, he leaned more that way. God, man, it's horrible when you got to vote for somebody like that to get what you want. But at the end of the day, it's all this fakeness. The fakeness is what getting us in trouble. It always shows us who we truly are as a country, that we've lost our way. The farther we get away from God, the stronger the hold Satan has on us as a country. We've just pushed God all the way aside. And I get it. Because if you're Catholic and you're dealing with all these priests that are constantly coming out of the woodwork, the sex abuse stuff, if you're just a regular old Christian dealing with these dudes embezzling money, just various other things within the church, you just have had it. You're tired of the entertainment in church and there's no passion for the community. There's all these things that are making people move away from God and moving more towards the world. Because at least there, it used to be at least that's gonna be real, but them days is even over. So what are you supposed to do as an individual? As a person, you can't, in your mind, you're thinking, I can't look to God, I can't look to the church, I can't look to, nothing is real. I'll say when it comes to God, you can look to him. You can believe, you can trust him. It's the relationship between you and him. It doesn't matter what faith you are, whatever faith you are, the relationship between you and your God is what's real. Not the system that is structured around that, not the churches, not the mosques, not the temples. The best you is the relationship you have with God. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to make real change, start there. Just start there. And you think it's easy. Hey, let me tell you, it's so not easy. Just try doing the 10 Commandments. That will tell you how hard it is. That's not even the whole Bible. It's just the part about the 10 Commandments. Faith is not an easy walk. The ease of faith comes in the belief of faith. That you believe that your faith is real, is true in every aspect. You understand what I'm saying? Let me give you a perfect example. Like you breathe air. You don't see it, but you don't go, because I don't see it, I'm not breathing. You don't hold your breath. You don't see air. It exists because it is. That's God. He exists because he is. And your faith is built on that. It's your boy Arquise, man. I hope you guys really got something out of this. I really want everybody to rethink everything that they're seeing on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever it may be. The goal is not, social media's goal is to make money. It may not start it off that way, but it is that way now. How can we make money off the people that use this app? Watch this video, watch this post. It's not in your good. It's not to help you. It's strictly to make money. That's why Facebook is always in trouble with privacy issues, selling your data. It's all about that data. It's all about every time you go on a computer, why does things keep popping up that you like? How do they know that? Don't even get me started. It's your boy Arquise, man. I'm gonna play some music. I appreciate you guys listening to the show. We're gonna end with music, man. I want to thank Yahweh International, New Foundation Productions for sponsoring our show. It has been truly a blessing to be a part of that team. And please check them out, man. That's Robert and them over there. And they do a great job. They understand that the work we do is important and impactful. It's your boy. I'm out. Peace.
Frontline, my sign rhymes to blind the hard times, define the prime time, rewind the whole block, folks the sword knocks, drop top, they shock, slinging the real rock.
Reppin' your hood, yo, we right here, and reppin' your block, hey, we right here. It's the soldier boys reppin' 24/7. We down for the king who rides up in heaven.
I'm like DeepFake, shoot straight out the dog pound. I get hypey when my master come around. Man, this 5-1-0, knocking haters to the floor. I'm like David in the temple, reppin' Christ is so simple.
And on my south side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And on my north side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And on my east side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And on my west side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And on my DJs, tell me where you at? Right here. And all my homies on the block, brothers, tell me where you at. Right here.
It ain't no stopping me, God's property, dropping me roll. Stepping up hypocrisy, try knocking me, blocking me, roll. We won, yes. Hit it with the rest, the best. When you represent the best, yes. Hit it with
We done
quickness.
all lost ones, dog, we know about that. Been harassed by the pole, man, we know about that. So we gon' speak life to your cuz we know about that. We gon' shake the foundation, cause we know how it is.
I almost died 2 times and he still brought me back. You got caught up in the game and he still brought you back. You was broken down and busted and he still brought you back. Yo, I'm talking about the king, what you know about that? And all my south side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And all my north side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And all my east side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And all my west side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And all my DJs, tell me where you at? Right here. And all my homies on the block, where you at? Right here. And all my real fathers, tell me where you at? Right here. And all my single mothers, tell me where you at? Right here. Find somebody you wanna pray for. 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 Now let's pray. Hey, hey, hey. Now let's pray. Hey, hey, hey. Now let's pray. Hey, hey, hey. Now let's pray. Hey, 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 hey.
Christ side, never tripping, I'ma get this victory. All night, we rolling with a capital G-O-D. Front line, recognize that there ain't no fear. And everybody in the face to place, coming out with the front line, stay right here.
And all my south side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And all my north side soldiers, where you at? Right here. And all my east side